Pardon me.
Yes, can I help you?
Would you happen to have some gray poupon?
Update here on the 2024 Buick Envista. With a 1.2-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder motor, you get the automatic climate control, you get the automatic headlight system, you get the automatic high beam system. When it comes to that value, there are very few vehicles that could beat the Buick Envista in terms of a pure value standpoint. All good to have them here. Did I tell you guys I like this shirt? It was a really good shirt, wasn't it? All right, what's up? So we are here today. We are just out and about, and we're going to do a quick update here on the 2024 Buick Envista. I've done a couple of videos on this vehicle already, and I am now approaching 1 year of ownership. So recap, Buick Envista, brand new vehicle for the Buick lineup, shares a platform with the Chevrolet Cruze, manufactured in Korea with a 1.2-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder motor, good for approximately 136 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. I always get that mixed up. Envista's engine is paired to a GM 6-speed automatic transmission. For fuel economy, we're looking at about 32 miles per gallon on the highway, 48 miles per gallon on the city. So on paper, the Buick Envista is a nice entry level into GM's premium brand Buick. One of, if not, I believe, the oldest automobile brand in the United States, still in production. And Buick Envista is another one of GM's attempts to bring down the average ownership age of the Buick brand. You'll often hear jokes about your grandpa drive the Buick. Well, in a way that is true, because my grandfather did drive a Buick, because our family's been driving General Motors vehicles for more than 50 years, 3 generations now. I continue that trend, and I hope to continue that trend. But here, back to the Envista. The Envista is, on paper, a good entry-level vehicle for someone who wants to get into the premium market. You're thinking new professionals with a small family coming out of college. And on paper, powertrain-wise, Envista's powertrain is, how would you say, adequate. It doesn't look like it's anything special. But with the way GM tunes this engine, tunes the transmission, it's actually quite a beast at the low end of the power band. Got lots of torque, and it comes on at the low end. So accelerating from a stop, getting onto the freeway here in the Buick Envista, not a problem at all. Not a speed demon by any means, but you're talking about a 9-second 0 to 60. Plenty enough to merge onto the freeway safely for the target audience. I believe it is definitely more than adequate. Now, being a brand new vehicle for the Buick brand, Envista is a very important vehicle. It is somewhat of a halo vehicle in that it is going to bring in new buyers to the Buick brand. It's not going to necessarily bring in the traditional Buick customer, because it is aimed more at the younger generation. And it is bringing in a lot of new customers, myself included. I am not of the older generation yet. I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there yet. And I'm driving a Buick now. I've driven Chevrolets and Cadillacs my whole life, and now I'm moving here to the Buick. But being that halo vehicle, the Envista, it's very important that GM gets it right. For the most part, GM has gotten it right. The Envista is a sharp-looking vehicle. It's got very good lines from the front, from the back, from the side, from the top, from the bottom. It is a handsome, sexy looking vehicle. In terms of styling, it definitely punches above its class, and it is more often than not mistaken for a much more expensive vehicle. In addition to the exterior styling that is going to hopefully bring in the new generation, the interior is for the most part well appointed with the technology and the comfort features that everyone wants nowadays. People want automatic this and that. They want LCD screens all around them. They want automatic climate control. They want autonomous driving features. They want advanced safety features. For the most part, Buick Envista excels at this. This is a sub $30,000 vehicle. It starts at $23,000. And at that $23,000 entry level, you get the automatic braking. You get the forward collision alert. You get the active lane keep assist. You get those safety features. In addition to that, you get 2 bright LCD screens, one being an 11-inch touchscreen. You get the automatic climate control. You get the automatic headlight system. You get the automatic high beam system. You get all of that at the entry level point. That comes with the base vehicle. And if you want to move up, you can start adding more features such as blind zone indicators, heated seats, a heated steering wheel, a power lift gate, the adaptive cruise control that has the ability to bring you to a complete stop and to bring it to a complete go, and for the most part act as an autonomous system for stop and go traffic or bumper-to-bumper traffic on the freeway. You can also add the power seat for the drivers. You can't have one for the passenger. That just seems to be an entry-level kind of thing. You can add the sunroof. It's a pretty bog standard sunroof, nothing special like a panoramic sunroof. Once again, entry-level vehicle. So you can get all that once you move up into the price range for the Buick Envista. That being said, the Buick Envista is definitely not a perfect vehicle in terms of feature set. As mentioned, the sunroof in the Buick Envista, definitely a letdown from a premium standpoint being the Buick brand. It is a tiny sunroof from what I've seen, and not a very durable one from what I've read. The lane keep assist that this vehicle has does not have a lane centering feature, so that leads to the vehicle playing ping pong with the road until the computer starts to scream at you. So that's kind of a disappointment. It is not designed to mimic the Tesla or the Super Cruze feature set. There are no driver monitoring systems to see if you're starting to doze off or if you're not keeping your eyes on the road. Now that might be a plus or a minus depending on who you are. Me, I actually don't care for those features, but some people really do. It is missing some key features such as individual map lights here, though you do get lights here in your vanity mirror. It has a poor man's version of a heads-up display with 4 or 5 flashing red lights if you're about to hit something for the forward collision alert, but it doesn't offer a full heads-up display the way other GM vehicles do. On all 4 windows, you have 1 push down, but you do not have 1 push up. Seats are heated, but they're not ventilated, and the heating only applies to the front seats. Whereas in other vehicles, you can get the heating and the cooling in the rear seats. Can't do that on the Envista. Rear seats do have a USB-A and a USB-C plug, but they do not have any sort of HVAC vents for the top, just underneath the front seats. In terms of infotainment, yes, you do have the Apple CarPlay, but the audio system, it is nothing special. It is unbranded. It is your standard 6-speaker radio system, 1 in each door and 2 tweeters here in the front. In my experience, the radio is fine, but in the experience of some others, it is definitely falling short of the branded systems that you can find in other vehicles. And of course, the powertrain, as mentioned, is adequate. It is the only powertrain available in this vehicle. It would be nice to have a more speedy option or some different, more hybrid options. So that's pretty much it in terms of an overview of the Envista. All in all, a very good car. Not necessarily a great car, though I would say it does border on greatness, but it is definitely a car that I still recommend, though I do have some caution when recommending that, and I'm going to probably get into that right now. So as I mentioned, I still do recommend the Buick Envista 1 year later. I am a pretty satisfied customer 1 year in and 27,870 miles in, but the vehicle definitely has not been perfect for me. My biggest issue right now is rattles. I've got rattles here, I've got rattles there, I've got rattles in the front, I've got rattles in the back. I don't mind the rattles as long as General Motors, as long as Buick takes care of them. And that's been my biggest problem so far. GM so far has not been able to fix the rattles for me, to the extent where my last time bringing it to the dealership, they pretty much said the rattles are going to be normal, plastic moves, it's just the way the vehicle is built. In my mind, that's not acceptable. And as of here and now today, I'm not saying it's a deal breaker, but it's starting to get close. It is starting to get a little bit frustrating, to the point where I've actually looked at a couple of competitor vehicles just as a what if I decided to trade the vehicle in. Not saying that I will, but I am definitely going to be keeping my options open, because as much as I love the vehicle, the rattling is just god-awful and it is annoying. The idea of the Buick is to be a comfort cruiser that is nice, comfortable, and quiet. But I'm still going to give Buick and I'm going to give General Motors a couple more chances to kind of address, or at the very least even acknowledge, the issue. Beyond that, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Like, I may look into just fixing the issues myself with some weather stripping to act as a bumper to keep things from moving around. I've done that before. And I may even look into other vehicle options, which is a shame because this is such a good vehicle. Like I said, it borders on greatness. GM got a lot right in this vehicle, but they also got a good number of bits wrong. You know, part of that has to do with that whole sub $30,000. There's a lot of plastics in this vehicle. There's no getting around it. Plastic does tend to shift when vehicles move, when things get hot, and it rattles. So they are not incorrect in saying that there are going to be rattles, but I do feel that rattling in my vehicle at times is excessive, and that's really all I'd like General Motors to do, address the excessive rattling. They do that, and this vehicle for the most part for me is perfect. So yeah, that seems to be my biggest issue with the Buick Envista right now. Not necessarily the vehicle itself, but is the customer service from General Motors and Chevrolet and Buick and the dealerships. It's just been very poor. My contact with Buick customer service, whose name I will not say, but it is a seasonal type of thing. Take from that what you will. She's just very poor communicator. She leaves a voice message, but it's just that standard voice message. I've asked her to call at specific times. She refuses to call me at specific times. One time she called me, I want to say it was at like 4:50 p.m., which is pretty much right at closing time for most businesses, 9 to 5. So I don't know what's going on. Poor customer service, especially from her. Not impressed at all, especially for a premium brand that Buick is supposed to be. But yeah, like I said, in terms of the vehicle, the biggest shortcoming for me is the rattles. 1 year in with 28,000 miles and the customer service. But here's the hoping that GM is able to address the issues. Like I said, we've been driving GM for more than 50 years now as a family. Third generation GM owner. I would like to continue that and to pass that on to friends and family. But right now they are making it a little bit difficult to continue that tradition, that family tradition. Other than that, yeah, the vehicle's good. Interesting thing is, as I mentioned, the fuel economy is 32.28. I'm blowing that out of the water. When I'm getting my commutes here in the morning, I'm hitting 40, 45 miles per gallon. The city fuel economy is what really kills my averages. I'm getting like 25 to 23 miles per gallon in the city, but I'm really overperforming on the highway. So that's one of the benefits and the detriments of that 1.2 liter 3-cylinder turbo powertrain. Good on the freeway, not good at all in the city. In 1 year in, the vehicle overall is doing well. Besides the rattles, the power is still good. Comfort level for the most part is good. It's just those rattles. If not for those rattles, I'd even go as far as to say it'd be perfect. So GM, if anyone from GM sees this, please help me address these rattles. I'd love to continue to own this vehicle and to keep being a GM guy. Help me help you by continuing to be one of your customers. And it'd be nice also, GM, if you could get your dealerships to offer courtesy transportation when they keep the vehicle for 5 days for a repair, especially if they didn't repair the vehicle after those 5 days. Elk Grove Buick GMC, they dropped the headliner, they put some sound dampening material, they said, according to the paperwork, and the rattles are still here. But yeah, that's pretty much it here on the 2024 Buick Envista. Like I said, overall satisfied, and I will be more satisfied if and when GM addresses the rattles in the vehicle. It seems that GM is having a hard time keeping parts or getting parts from Korea here to the United States, because I'm seeing horror stories of wait times of upwards of a month for parts, just for parts, whether it be body panels or whether it be electrical or mechanical components for the engine. That seems to be one of the other biggest weaknesses of this vehicle right now, is parts availability. The vehicle is so new, but they're selling quite a few of these. This is the #1 selling Buick at the moment, and I know they are selling like hotcakes, because when I was trying to buy this vehicle, I lost out on at least 2 or 3 of them. I know on one vehicle, I was literally signing the paperwork electronically before going to the dealership the next day, when I got a text from my sales guy saying, hey, someone's looking at the vehicle right now. Pretty sure they're actually going to buy it. Looks like the vehicle's going to be sold. And yeah, I lost out on that vehicle. It definitely was and still is selling out hotcakes. But being on the same platform as the Chevrolet Trax, General Motors is definitely putting more emphasis on the Chevrolet Trax. If you just look at the sales, but you also look at the availability at the dealerships. The Chevrolet Trax is the more mainstream vehicle, but they are definitely prioritizing the Chevrolet Trax over the Buick Envista in terms of production. But they still got to figure out the parts situation, because there's just no parts available. It's a big issue right now. And that's also another reason why I say I would still recommend, but there is some caution. That customer service just isn't there, and the parts availability just is not there yet. The vehicle is too good to not consider. And I know I've already mentioned that I've kind of done a what if, looking at a brand like Subaru. The Subarus look good, but when it comes to that value, there are very few vehicles that could beat the Buick Envista in terms of a pure value standpoint, at least here at the preferred level. Once you get into the Avenir trim level for the Buick Envista, you're definitely starting to lose some of that value proposition versus some of the competitors. But here at the preferred level, like a loaded up preferred Buick Envista, I feel, in my opinion, that is one of the hardest values to beat on the market right now across the board. Price is just too good. And now that supply is starting to catch up, you can start to get some discounts off of the vehicle. Whereas before, you're pretty much buying the vehicle at MSRP at minimum when the supply was even worse. But now it's starting to catch up. It's definitely something that you owe it to yourself to look into if you are considering a vehicle in this price category. Just be aware of some of the issues. I still consider this to be a year one, even though we're now into 2025 production year. I do still consider Buick Envista to be a year one vehicle. In a sense, we are still beta testing because it is still too new to the North American market. That's pretty much it for the Buick Envista. 1 year in, like I said, for the most part, I'm satisfied. I'm just dealing with those rattles. I'm just really hoping that General Motors and Buick will take care of them so I can continue to be a satisfied customer. And if they don't, not saying that I will jump ship, but I have to keep my options up. I have to do what's best for me, and I can't let brand loyalty and even family history, family tradition get in the way of that. We'll see what happens. Love the vehicle enough that I might be able to let that stuff slide, but can't guarantee. So no promises. I do sincerely and genuinely hope that come a year from now, I will still be a Buick Envista owner and still a General Motors customer. But it's just gonna come down to how General Motors addresses this issue and or whether or not I can accept that they don't. So we'll see what happens. Alrighty, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get out of here. With that, catch you all on the flip. Well, hey, you know, before we head out, I think we're about to have a visitor here. Yeah, my buddy over here. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, back seat. Let me open it up. Yeah, come on. All right, y'all know who this is, right?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, that's a good looking shirt. I like that shirt. Don't you guys like that shirt? Pretty sharp shirt.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I didn't know you're out here. Well, hey, since you're here, why don't you go ahead and give me a quick 2-minute rundown on what you think of the 2024 Buick Envista. I'm just gonna be on my phone here. Go ahead, let loose, good, bad.
All right, yeah, so I do really like your 2024 Buick Envista, man. For the most part, pretty nice. You know, I'm back here and it's nice and it's comfortable. You know, I feel like I need to roll the window and go, pardon me, do you have some gray poupon? That'd be fun, right? Things I'm not digging though is just quite a bit of plastic in here, man. So, you know, GM should probably take a look at the plastic issue. I know they had an issue with using plastics in the past. GM, don't go back to that, please. And I don't like how there's no cup holder and no armrest back here. My Chevrolet Cruze, my 2016 Chevrolet Cruze has a what do you call it, cup holder and an armrest back here, so that's kind of lame. I do like how there are a USB-C and a USB-A. Not sure about this whole cubby back here. It seems kind of useless. But overall, man, I mean, it's nice, it's comfortable. Plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom, but I'm also not super tall, so we'll see how someone else likes it. I do like how one and down and then one and up. So yeah, pretty cool. Hey, check this out, check this out. Pardon me.
Yes, can I help you?
Would you happen to have some gray poupon?
But of course.
I had to. I'm in the back of a Buick. What do you expect me to do? All right, you know, hey, it's good being in here. Good to give my opinion here. But you know, I just came to say howdy, and I got to get out here. All right, and for everyone over there, catch you all on the flip.
All right. Well, hey, man, you know, I appreciate. You know, I always appreciate your opinion and your honesty, man. So hey. Well, hey, I gotta get out of here. I was supposed to leave a few minutes ago, but I just saw you walking by, so appreciate you dropping in, dude. You gonna head out? All right, man. Take it easy. Catch ya. All good to have you here. Did I tell you guys I like this shirt? It was a really good shirt, wasn't it? All right, and with that, I'm gonna head on out. Catch ya all on the flip.